when I saw this video specifically, this is straight from the Chinese Communist Party. This is the ambassador to the United States from China. This is what he posted on his Twitter account, threatening Pelosi for landing in Taiwan. The People's Liberation Army, which is the Chinese army. Or it's supposed to look like. Ready at a moment's notice. So he posted this on his Twitter account, the Chinese ambassador to the United States. His name is Qin Gang. And this is what he posted with it. He said, "This is the People's Liberation Army, the guardian of the Chinese people for 95 years, who will not sit idly by when it comes to safeguarding national sovereignty and territorial integrity." So those two phrases, national sovereignty and territorial integrity, are an obvious reference to Taiwan because China claims that Taiwan is their property. Taiwan claims that they're an independent nation. Hence, China's anger that Nancy Pelosi went to Taiwan. China also directly threatened to shoot down Nancy Pelosi's plane if they felt that they were threatened, if their territorial integrity was threatened. This is what the Chinese foreign minister Zhao Lijian said. He called it a gross interference in China's internal affairs and said that it will result in very serious developments and consequences. He said, "We would like to tell the United States once again that China's standing by. The Chinese People's Liberation Army will never sit idly by, and China will take resolute responses and strong countermeasures to defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity." So you might notice, oh, that sounds very similar to what the U.S. or the Chinese ambassador to the U.S. said. Well, of course, because the Chinese Communist Party tells them all what to say. Well, here's the thing. This was an empty threat. The Chinese were never going to shoot down Pelosi. In fact, when I heard this for the first time, I rolled my eyes because I thought, well, what would happen if the Chinese shot down the airplane carrying the Speaker of the House of the United States of America? What would happen? This would cause the United States to respond with war actions. We would have to go to war with China if they killed the Speaker of the House, the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, and we don't want to go to war with China. And more importantly, China doesn't want to go to war with us, and they're not stupid. They understand what would happen if they assassinated the number 3 in line to the presidency here. So it was an empty threat. They don't want to go to war with the United States. This was never going to happen. But more importantly, and this is a point that I think a lot of people are missing, the Chinese are going to use this. The reason that they are saber rattling, as actually the Biden administration rightly identified, what they're doing is saber rattling. They don't have an intention of following through on this. But the reason that they're doing this, the reason they're making a big deal about it, is because they will use Pelosi landing in Taiwan as justification to invade Taiwan. China has been prepping to do this for a long time. They've been staging war games and military exercises. They have planned this to the point where it would take them something like 3 or 5 days to take over the island of Taiwan and the 23 million people who live there. The U.S. has proven, by the way, that we would not do anything to stop the invasion of Taiwan. I mean, look at how the United States reacted when China essentially took over Hong Kong. We didn't do anything except issue some statements, a slap on the wrist. I mean, even look at Ukraine, right? The Chinese Communist Party knows that the United States, especially with Biden at the helm, is not going to do anything if they invade Taiwan.